My child, if you are seeing this message right now, know that it is not a coincidence you were meant to see this. Not everyone will find this word, because not everyone is ready to receive it. Only a rare few, the ones whose hearts are open and whose spirits are listening, will notice my voice speaking through these words. You are one of those few. I chose for this moment to reach you. You've been searching, wondering, and asking me if I'm still near, and the answer is yes, I am. I've been with you in quiet moments, in confusion, in your waiting. I see everything you've gone through, the battles you didn't tell anyone about, the tears you quietly wiped away, and the strength it took for you to keep believing when nothing seemed to change. Many walk through life numb to my presence. They search for signs and miss the whispers. They chase the world's approval but ignore my call. Yet you, my child, stopped long enough to notice me. You felt something in your spirit as you read these words, because your soul recognizes my voice. This message was not meant for everyone. Only a rare few have the courage to truly listen. These are the ones who trust my timing, even when it doesn't make sense. These are the ones who keep their hearts soft even after being hurt. These are the few who refuse to give up even when they don't see results right away. That's you. I want you to know that your pain was not wasted. Every test you faced is being turned into testimony. Every delay held a purpose. You may have felt overlooked, but I never stopped watching over you. While others have walked away, I stayed. When others doubted your calling, I strengthened it. Even now, I am preparing things behind the scenes that will surprise you. My child, in a world full of noise, you chose to pause and listen, and that makes you rare. You have a heart that still believes in me, even when circumstances shake your faith. You have the endurance to wait for my timing, even when impatience tries to win. Because of that, your breakthrough is closer than you think. Stay faithful, stay humble. Keep seeking me above everything else. Many will scroll past this message and never realize that I was calling to them. But you, my chosen one, heard me. You felt the pull in your spirit, and that's how you know this word is for you. There has been a big change for the better. You need to know what's going to happen next, because it's happening now. There are things that want to make it hard for you to understand, but I have already taken action to help you. Please take this as a clear sign from me. My dear child, you have told me your greatest desires and asked when things would finally be different for you. Now I tell you, the time for waiting is over. The result is clear. A great gift comes after this. But pay close attention. If you turn away now, you might miss the help that leads to this goodness. For that reason, please stay with me until the end. You will soon understand why your name has been marked with favor. I'm speaking straight to you. This is not something you are seeing by accident. There are many more people like you in the world, but this message got to you. This is where I brought you because you are about to have a season of clear sight and no boundaries. This is what I'm telling you now. Pay close attention, my child. The next thing that happens will change how you see your whole journey so far. You could be tired, confused, or even forgotten. But really, my beloved child, you have reached a very important turning point. And right now, there are people who are against the path I want you to take. You have had a hard time during hard times, my child. Others only saw how hard you worked, but I saw your spirit. Now is the time for me to act. Things are more than just facts here. This is an important message from me. The time for waiting is over, but you must stay inwardly alert to welcome what comes your way. I will start to work for you as soon as you believe this message. The greater truth behind how your problem will be solved is this. You could feel it. You knew in your heart that it was over. The job is done. Something lasts no longer. But know this, child. There was more to your trip than that. It was the end of your fight. When I say close, I mean that the issue is over. Every lie that was told about you, my dear, every obstacle that slowed you down, and every attempt by the enemy to weaken you are over. I made the choice for you. The enemy tried to get you to believe that my silence meant I had left you, that blocked ways meant I didn't want to work with you, and that not being seen meant you were being punished. But today I'm here to tell you that your problem has been fixed, because I have already planned what comes next for my child, and it is full of peace, joy, plenty, and safety. I didn't say no, kid. I told you not yet. I wasn't beating you up. Something more than just an answer to your questions is coming. That's why I was getting you ready. It frees you from everything the enemy tried to keep you from knowing. I saw the nights when you cried by yourself, the times you put on a smile even though you were hurting inside, those times you gave freely and were worn out. Now I'm putting everything back together. But here's something that lots of people miss. When I bring a matter to a close, the enemy usually steps up their fight. One reason for this is that mental challenges often get tougher just before a good time. Have you felt pushback that wasn't expected, my child? Have you been confused or had hard times that you didn't expect? It means the blessing is almost here. Hold on tight, I tell you. I am responsible for the task. There is no going back on the choice, and you will win soon. It might look like it's quiet now, my child. You no longer need to plead, not because I'm not here, but because the result is already clear. You need to get. You don't have to question anymore. Get ready. Say it with faith. Let people know that you agree with me, which is why this act of trust could be the key to your gift. This is a test for you, my dear child. You might not even be aware of it. At some point on the path of trust, I'll stop telling you everything. The quiet you feel right now, the weights, the doubts, and the prayers that don't seem to be heard. All of these are not punishments. They show that you are taking a test from me. Tests aren't meant to break you. They come to show you what's inside you and get you ready for what's to come. My child, right now, whether you know it or not, your trust in me is being put to the test. I watch what you do even when no one else praises you. When you feel like no one is seeing your hard work, there is a lot of resistance, and I am quiet. However, do not be fooled, my dear. Being quiet doesn't mean I'm not there. Delay doesn't mean I won't let you in. It's not a rejection if a way is blocked. They look out for me. I have a personal question for you, my child. Have you lately felt like you're stuck in a cycle where the harder you try, the more pushback you feel? Have the links changed? Have people left? Have chances gone away without warning? I'm not making this up. In a mental way, this means that a big change is about to happen. There is a time of doubt, separation, and waiting before every real gift. Now it's your turn. My dear child, you are being tested not to show anything to me, but to make you aware of something inside you. I've been getting you ready in silence, keeping you safe in ways you couldn't see, and putting you in situations that didn't make sense. People looked at your life and thought it was still. They thought that nothing was going on. I knew better, though. I knew that there was a war going on in your spirit. I knew what it would lead to. You didn't pass because you came out unscathed. You passed because you didn't bite, break, or refuse to let go of my hand. My child, what makes you unique is not your intelligence or talent, but the fact that you refused to give up, even though every cell in your body was screaming for help. When someone gives up everything and has faith in me, I give them access that no one else has. You didn't just get through something tough. You entered a holy place, and very few people will ever be able to stand where you are now. But in the middle of all that chaos, you did something that not many people do. You chose to be still. There were no distractions in your path. You didn't use noise to block out your pain. You sat down in it. You stayed. You didn't move when it seemed like moving would crush you. That wasn't weak, my child. That was a holy war. You were fighting a war without doing anything. Because giving in to my presence when things are tough is the kind of obedience that shakes heavenly realms. It's not passive to be still. Being still is not the same as not moving. When the script doesn't make sense, this is the language of trust. There were exit signs all around you, but you picked the altar. There were many ways to get away, but you decided to face the danger. You didn't dull your pain with short-term comfort. You leaned into the pain, the shaking quiet, and the empty space where I was waiting with answers that were too heavy to give to someone who was busy. Do you know what they said about you? That told me you believe in my character, even though you don't understand how I act. That made me realize that your faith is connected to who I am as well as what I do. I paid attention when you told me that you are one of the few people who won't sell their surrender for ease. Evan paid attention. The angels who are in charge of your life stopped their beat to talk to each other. Look, they're still there. In the spirit world, that kind of quiet is sound. It is bigger than complaints and more profound than statements. This is holy. It's strength that looks like respect. That's why you've just entered a space that can only be reached by being there, not by performing. Because you were still and obeyed, I'm now giving you a prize that I can't explain. Some people might not understand why doors are about to open themselves. Not everyone will understand why fear is about to be replaced so quickly by peace. I will though, because I was there. I was in the quiet. I was on a break. When you thought nothing was going on, I was there. And child, everything was fine. Others chose to run away, but you chose to meet someone. Now I'll meet you in ways you never thought possible. Do not run away, my child. What happened in the hidden world and why you're in a holy place that not many people find are things I want you to understand. It wasn't a test of how well you could keep it together during this hearing. I wasn't looking at how calm you were. I was looking at the way you stood. I didn't grade your words or how well you could smile through the storm. I looked at the way you bowed. People around me think it's strong to stand tall, but I think it's success when people give up and fall into me. You knelt in private times that no one will ever praise, but heaven blew up every time. I saw every time you raised your hands, even when your heart was shaking. I saw how hard you tried to believe me again. Even after being let down, left marks on your heart. Also, I want you to understand me well. It's holy to stand that way. It is very valuable. It doesn't happen often. That's why I'm lifting you up to a place where hearts that are straight can live. It wasn't about being perfect here. This is why the gifts you are about to receive are so perfectly matched to your DNA. Others will be amazed. But listen to this. They won't get it because they didn't see how you stood. They didn't see you whispering trust through cracked lips at midnight. They didn't see the altar being wet with tears. I wrote down everything I did. Now, I'm not reacting to your strength on the outside, but to the safe place you made inside by giving up everything. Loved one, listen to my voice right now. I'm taking you back to those sweet and bitter hours when answers disappeared into quiet. Do you remember them? The nights when it felt like the sky was closed off. In the morning, when you looked for signs, you saw shadows. During the hours you talked to me, I wondered if your words were even true. You kept holding on. You didn't wrap your fingers around a reason, but around a word. You don't claw for truth, but for covenant. Even though the delay hurt your heart, you wouldn't let go. Also, child, I want you to know that that kind of trust changes the mood. That's the kind of hope that changes the past. You have followed the route that I established for you. Let's make this clear. You are not entering this elevation by accident. It's not arbitrary. It is the result of your invisible loyalty. It results from the silent action taken. Soon, the world will be shocked to witness what you and I have built together in the hidden seasons. But you'll realize that this took time. This resulted from faithfulness, and the path forward is now becoming clear. The opportunities are changing. What was suppressed until you were ready is now being released, not only on the outside, but also in your heart, how you stand in front of me and how faithful you are. This did not happen because of you. You didn't try to manage it. You didn't rush to win them over. You waited. You had faith. Because of your goodness, I was able to purify you. And now I'm saying, well done, my child. There is more to this elevation than merely being higher. This one belongs to me, it declares, a reality addressed to all invisible places. They followed me because of our link, not because of ease or what they could get, but out of devotion. Therefore, when your circumstances begin to change, don't be surprised. This unfolding isn't random when wonderful things emerge in unexpected ways. When you become more visible and have greater influence over others, it comes straight from your stable heart. Remember the times when your genuine strength was determined by your ability to persevere rather than by your success on the outside, my darling. You weren't living solely on faith during the silent waiting periods, but it wasn't molded by unexpected discoveries. The only things keeping you going were a faint echo of my advice and a deep knowing that said, even if I seem distant, I am still here. Think about people who persevered through difficulties following years of adversity, suffering, and delay. They had a strong belief that a straightforward connection would be enough, but no particular invitation or assurance of success. It was not only the favor that marked that turning point, it resulted from steadfast faith. You fit that description, my darling child. You witnessed others get what you were still pursuing. While your own hopes seemed unfulfilled, you rejoiced in their blessings. You showed commitment through your anguish and smiled through your pain. Even when nothing changed, you continued to show up. You were put to the test in quiet, while others discovered obvious signs. You didn't break, though. You didn't run away. You didn't turn away from me with resentment. Rather, you said, I will still have faith in him even if I lose everything. When they know the solution, anyone can give praise. When prospects are obvious, anyone may believe. To raise your hands in the dark and say, even in this place, at this very time, you are still good. However, calls for a much greater level of trust. And that's what sets you apart, my darling. You were picked for that reason. You weren't working for me in order to benefit yourself. You were taking advantage of our relationship to benefit me. You didn't pray to force outcomes. You prayed for us to become closer. Your trust wasn't predicated on ephemeral emotions. Therefore, you didn't need to sense my presence to stay loyal to me. It was based on profound comprehension. Each time you read the holy texts, when your soul was thirsty, I heard you say very quietly, my faith remains. I heard through your tears. I praised you every time you came into a gathering, even though I wasn't sure I saw you. I grinned. During a trying time, you maintained an open heart. During a season that aimed to harden you, you stayed open. Even when it was painful to trust, you did so. And here's something you need to understand, my darling. There was no evidence of my absence in the silence. It was evidence of your developing inner strength. I wasn't trying to ignore you. I was guiding, maturing, and trusting you. Prepare yourselves, my child. I'm going to answer in a certain favor. There will be events that leave people wondering how opportunities that you missed may present themselves. Doors will open on their own. Your most definite and conspicuous testimony will now take place on the stage of the peaceful period that established you. This is a sacred alignment I have planned for you, not just words you have heard. The season I mentioned is this one, the exact moment when the door that has been prepared for you stands open and the waiting gives way to breakthrough. Now, without hesitation, and with the assurance that I have cleared the way myself, I call you to enter that door. Many people back off just as the blessing is about to come, letting fatigue or other distractions divert them from the fate I have predetermined. Don't give up what you've already gained in the invisible world. The secret to unlocking the fullness of what is prepared is your faith, your agreement, and your desire to accept. Allow this message to reverberate within you. Get the next message I've prepared because I'm not going to stop talking. Additionally, every statement conveys grace and direction for the future. Show that you agree with this fact in your heart. Tell people who need to hear this message. Because of your faithfulness, those who are also looking for their breakthrough can see this light. Know that I am with you as you connect your steps and heart with what I have said. You have my hand. My dear child, you are surrounded by my protection and my unwavering love. Proceed in peace. I will definitely finish what I started in you.